Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise to respond to the questions posed by Honourable Wadea, and I thank the Honourable Member for the questions. Mr. Speaker, before I respond to the questions, let me assure this August House and the general public that these consultations, it's a normal process that's always been carried out by the Reserve Commission. When it receives any claimant, it needs to go out and carry out consultations to have the feeling on the ground and the truth about the claimants that been sent to the TLTB. This process was stopped in 2010. I want to assure the general public that these consultations does not affect the current tenant, and there is no need to worry. We kemuni na nonda ni warorongo tikumai o tudake meu na soma balgaleka na pika to ngaravabul na tambadada ngele marui baleta na kena onta tubi bagara ramataki baleta so na kerkere ngole mai virtu mai be kemuni na to keningele ngo endo na tavi nga karton do ngrava nindo ya do mai virtu eso na kerkere ya mai pode muito valeka na rona ndolu katini kasa leo sara era bolo mai ena nonra ngandreva chiku merabara ramataki ena nonra kerkere ka au binagata meu vandeite ki kemuni ni nonra ndondonu o ira era ndambeda chiku na bengele andundua era kova na matini tu na nonra ndondonu kana reida talangana matini tu ni na kovitiko ena bengo na todo sar. Mr. Speaker, let me first provide some background. State freehold land originated from either a crown grant or a native grant title. Some parcels have retained the freehold title and are known as state freehold land, while some have cancelled titles and are now known as state freehold land without title. Crown grant was given the title for land that was sold prior to the seed to cession. The sale of this land was validated by the Land Claims Commission of 1876 after the public hearing of individual cases. A total of 1,582 crown grants covering an area of 152,850 hectares were registered because of the Commission's work. The native grant is the land that was purchased under the Native Land Acquisition Ordinance 1905, after the then Governor Imden reopened the sale of the land. Under that legislation, a total of 206 native grants covering an area of approximately 42,440 hectares was issued before the land sale was finally stopped. The need to claim state land for reserve, for reverse and reversal, for reserve and reversal. Before cession, the sale of Itoke land was rampant and was not controlled by any central authority. After the deed of cession was executed in 1874, the governor then, Sir Arthur Gordon, discontinued all sales of Itoke land. Over the years, grievances over the sale of Itoke lands began to surface from Itoke land-owning units. When unsolved, these grievances led to widespread disillusionment and ongoing dispute between landowners, tenants, government, and TLTB. Itoke Land Commission's recorded revealed that 223 land-owning units, Matangali and Toka Toka, are dependent units that do not own any land. They lost their land because of they were sold and became freehold land. Tribal lands were sold by some chiefs without their knowledge and are now classified as freehold through Crown grant. They were absent during the Land Commission's inquiry. The original landowners were not present to lay their claims at the time of the Native Land Commission land inquiry, held soon after cession. Thus, their land were taken up by the state. The 1905 Native Land Ordinance reopened the sale of Itoke land, which is now freehold land, known as native grant. The sale of land owned by Matangali landowners with a declining populations and were aligned and recorded under other land owning units. In 1905, Native Land Ordinance allowed for acquisitions of unused Itoke land by government for long-term leasing, where some were for 999 years. Mr. Speaker, the two legislations used to process the claim are State Land Act under Section 8, dealing with reversion, where any Itoke land has been acquired by the state for any public purpose under the provision of the State Acquisition of Land Act or any other written laws is no longer required for such purposes. The Minister for Land, after consultations with Cabinet, may by order declare such a land to be Itoke land, and such declarations shall be recorded in the unit from which the land was acquired in the register of Itoke land. The Itoke Land Trust Act under Section 18, dealing with reservation. If the Minister for Itoke Affairs is satisfied that land belonging to any Matangali is insufficient for their use, maintenance, and support of its members, it shall be lawful for the Minister, by proclamation, to set aside such state land or land acquired for and on behalf of the Itoke by purchase as in his opinion may be required for the use and maintenance and support of such Matangali. Mr. Speaker, let me now highlight the reversion and reservations process of state land under the two legislations I have mentioned. TLTB, through the Reserve commissions carried out consultations with the claimant through formal inquiries and inspections of the Itoke land holdings. The commissions also gathered other evidence to support the claims of the Itoke landowners. A report with supporting evidence and recommendation is submitted to the TLTB Board of Trustees for consideration. Upon approval, the board resolution is conveyed to the Minister of Land for their verifications and approval. The Minister of Land, upon completion of the verification process, will then table the paper before Cabinet. Upon Cabinet decisions, if there is approval, the reservations cases under Section 18 of the Itoke Land Trust Act, the Minister of Itoke Affairs will publish a proclamation notice by Gazette, and the claim land will then become Itoke Reserve. For the reversion case under Section 8 of the State Land Act cases, the Minister of Land will publish an order by Gazette, and the claim land will become Itoke land. Mr. Speaker, the reserve seating schedule published by the Fiji Sun on the 27th February 2024 was to inform the public that the Reserve Commission intended to hold consultations with Itoke land-owning units who had submitted their claims over state freehold land. These claims, which had been pending since 2010, naturally result in a long list. The Reserve Commission was mobilized to investigate the claim. The reserve sittings commenced on Monday, the 11th of March, and was scheduled to be completed on 22 May 2024. The sitting was to be held in various whanua in the province of Tailevu, Rewa, Naitasiri, Serua, Ra, Ba, Nandronga, Lomaiviti, Bua, Maduata, and the Konroe. The sitting was suspended on 9th April 2024 to enable a recent cabinet-mandated committee on the issue chaired by the Honorable DPM Kamikamiza to reassess the framework and propose to Cabinet the next step to be taken. Mr. Speaker, contrary to what was reported on social media, the local dailies, which twist the intention of the Reserve Commission's hearing on Crown grant and native grant claims, everything was done above board. The Reserve Commission's work on this is not new. Crown grants and native grants have been returned before. As we have already mentioned, the long list of claims was due to government decisions in 2010, not to entertain such claim again. That was a gross injustice to the claimant. We have reversed this for justice for the landowners. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.